Hey everybody, it's Kelly Sue with Cleopatra Art Studios. We teach kids and families how to paint and create together. Woo. I know it's been a while since I've been on live, and it was just because of the holidays. And as soon as I did that, the dogs started barking. And I am on babysitting duty. I don't know if you can see our new baby down here. Her name is Tallulah. We call her Lou. I'm also cooking. I'm not very good at cooking, so the smoke detectors might go off. So we're going to paint a gnome porch leaner. So we started doing porch leaners in July. The most popular one was Let It Snow with the snowman, but so many people liked our smaller, I guess we'd call them like fireplace leaners or like porch table leaners because they were smaller, and it had a gnome on it and it said Merry Christmas. And that's what inspired this one. It's going to have a stencil on the top that says, hey guys, thanks for joining. That's gonna say, welcome to my gnome, because we're quirky like that. But I wanted to come on and paint this with you because I feel like I got so busy sending out box after box after box over the holidays that I didn't spend any time hanging out with you guys. So I'm al naturel. I had to drop my car off this morning. My husband said, hey, let's grab breakfast. Got a little brekkie. It was delicious, but now I'm like, I feel like I'm way behind, and I just totally want to do this with you. So I'm going to hit the other side. One more second if you want to see Tallulah. She's super cute. If she wakes up, I will let her come on live with us. So I painted, let me go ahead and, can you guys see the design okay? I might have to change that up a little bit. I painted the background with Seabreeze, with Bahama Blue. It's a color from Deco Art, and white and black. And I just went ahead and painted the whole thing white and black, and then just took some chalk and I drew in this shape of this gnome. I'm gonna try really hard not to paint them Christmassy colors or even Valentine's colors for that matter, and just colors I like because it's important. And if it's gonna say welcome to my gnome, you can of course pick the colors that correspond with your house. So I'm gonna do this painting with in-person paint parties, and I was thinking those of you that are, oops, the paint goes flying. Those of you that can't paint with me, well, and if you are handy, you can do this on your own. At our paint parties, we go ahead and we, really, there's an update available. We go ahead and trace it for you. You pick out your background colors. We trace it for you. You color between the lines, and it just, away we go. So I'm just trying to log on really quick in case anybody has any questions. And hello. How frustrating is this today? I'm racing faster than my little thingy can keep up. Okay, so what background or what color hat did you think I should do? I was thinking teal, something that would pop would be purple. But I want to see what you guys think. I'm going to hopefully, oops, boom, nobody wants to hear that. Hopefully be able to see some of your comments. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. I was honestly thinking kind of a dark purple for the hat, and then this really pretty purple glitter. But if you don't like purple, I could see where that'd go bad for you. Skin tone, I was gonna do exactly what I have. And then for the gown, shall we call it a gown? We're gonna paint it, oh, maybe dark blue. It's hard for me when it comes time to pick out colors and it's not really Christmassy color time. I get stuck in Christmas, in the holidays. So I'm gonna go ahead, and unless anybody has any objections whatsoever, you know, orange would be really pretty too. Do you guys think orange or purple hat? Go ahead and give me a little comment real quick so I can see. So thanks for joining. I see a lot of friends joining us today. So orange or purple. Both of them would look really fantastic with the background teal, with the purple kind of blending in, being matchy match, and the purple, or I'm sorry, the orange being very contrasty, and the purple being kind of matchy match. And if I don't hear from you, I think I'm just gonna go with the purple because it's going on my porch. I'm gonna just pick up a 3/4 flat, not that one, it's been beat to death. It's a paintbrush that's 3/4 inch and flat on top. And because the background is a bluish gray, Oh, hey, Terry. You can watch the replay. It's fine. I know you're busy. I know I was bound to catch a lot of you guys at work, but you can catch the replay if you wanted to. So I'm thinking I'm going to add a little white to my dark purple. It doesn't suck. I think we can all agree it doesn't suck. And even though I know my color theory, it's still, you know, I still have angst when it comes time to pick out my colors. Even though I know what colors go good together. It was really hard not to put a ball on there, guys, for Christmas. And I think that fear of staring at a blank canvas is real. Just like staring at a blank piece of paper if you're going to write. So I'm just going to use the side or the edge of my paintbrush and get it painted in. I don't think it sucks. You guys think that the purple's going good? Give me a thumbs up or a heart if you're into the purple. Easily you could change the color to something else. I would ask that you, if you don't know a lot about paint colors, that you refer to your 12-part color wheel. Or, you know, Pinterest makes it super easy. You can go into Pinterest and look for palettes, color palettes, and find some that really speak to you, and that's what you'll use. And they even go so far as to type the number of paint. Okay, so here's where the nerds make painting and art so crazy and not as fun, is they assign crazy names to a simple process or crazy numbers to the process. And so, but they make it easy. What they say is they're going to say this particular shade of purple is hashtag 39B76 or whatever it ends up being. And you know that you're going to get the same color every time if you go in and ask, you know, Home Depot to formulate that color for you. So that's nice. That's the new thing in year 2022 is we're going to formulate our paint colors. So how do I know that? Well, when you come up with your company brand, you go to the trouble of picking out the color that you want, the exact color that you want, and you want to make sure that it's consistent time after time. And so you go into Canva or another software that allows you to do stuff like that. And there it is. There's the number. So you click on that little maze of colors, find the one that you like. It comes up with a corresponding number, hashtag, blah, blah, blah. And honestly, I am glad it's there. It's nice. So I'm going to go ahead while this is wet and do my wrinkle line. You guys have painted with me enough to know when I say your colors have to be wet on wet. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Hey Beth. Hey Pat. It has to be wet on wet in order to blend. People that are having trouble blending, it's because they're trying to blend wet on dry. That would be dry brushing. And you want to do wet on wet. So I am being a little particular about my brush strokes, but honestly, I can fix them if they stink. I'm trying not to wake up baby. She did really good during art camps last week. That was her spot. She's not taking as long a naps now. And those of you that haven't been paying attention, you know, because you had stuff to do, we got our new Basset baby finally after being a year on the wait list. And we even rescued a mutt after we got on the wait list because we needed a puppy so bad. Okay, so here we go. It's wet on wet. I'm going to go ahead and put that in there again. Watch this. I'm going to come in with a smidge of black and a smidge of purple, and I'm going to put in my line. And if it's too strong, I'm just going to use my finger. I feel like it could be a little bit more. I'm going to use my finger to blend it in. If I hate it, I'm not going to worry about it because I can always come in with another layer. Those of you that joined us for our 5-day Gnome and Snowman challenge, and there were 400 of you painting with us. Terry knows somebody on here. painting with us, and I was so honored to have so many of you painting with us and just enjoying, and it was free. It was our gift to you. You saw that there's 100 different ways that you could paint your gnomes, and just because I'm doing mine purple doesn't mean that you have to. So it's all about layers, just like we talked about in our workshop. It's still open. In fact, we talked about just keeping it and doing our next challenge in it instead of going through the trouble of making a new challenge. So I almost liked this better when it was a lighter purple, but I'm not afraid because I know while my paint is wet, I can blend it. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a little white and come in and put a highlight at the top and just scrub that in there. It really helps it pop. Same with up here, kind of hopeful. It's still a little wet. So how many of you love to paint on wood? I really do because it soaks in right away. I'm not a fine artist. I'm more of a fun artist. And I want to get in, get out, have something amazing to show for it. And that's just how I do things. That's just how I roll. All I did was put some wrinkles in there. I'm going to put a blackish wrinkle. Let's see how it goes. So, if I don't love it, clean out your paintbrush, go in with purple, and blend it in. I'm using dioxazine purple. It's an artist purple, but you can use whatever purple you want, or you could pick one of the other colors. I was really trying to think what color would go good with all year. I'm trying to see, do I love that? I would probably play with this later, but because I'm on with you and you've got to get to lunch, and maybe you're just hanging out with me while you're doing lunch, I'll probably just move on. So I'm going to shove him forward. Good job, baby. So if you're on, tell me where you're from. I see Terry's on, and I see Mary and Kara. And I know you guys jump on, jump off, and that's fine. Skin color, we talk about skin color all the time. I always suggest use the skin color that's in your family or one you really love. Maybe you love a mocha. I'm kind of an orangey paper color in my family. My husband gets pretty dark when he hangs out in the sun. But for the rest of us, the closer you get to orange paper, the better it's going to be. Okay, so I'm going to just mix burnt sienna with a little white. And I'm going to go ahead and put that orangey paper skin for the nose. I probably have to do 2 coats. If I was looking for a little bit mocha, I'd still want to add the burnt sienna. You still want that warmth. And then just a drop of black. Just a drop, guys. People aren't white. They're not black. We are very complicated shades of chocolate or tea or coffee. But it's not just one or the other. We're very complicated. And then I'm also going to do the hands. I'm trying to decide if I want to do something where I have a little Velcro and some cutouts like a tree or a heart for different seasons. I think that would be very, very cool for people to be able to recognize seasons if they celebrate it without having to do a new porch leaner every season. Now, don't get me wrong. The mamas that paint a new porch leaner every season, they're kind of like my bread and butter. Thank you very much. You're helping me put my kids through college. But sometimes this isn't where we want to spend our money and we'd like to do one and done. And so I was thinking we'll just do kind of just a saying. I don't want to say a generic saying, but a saying that is for all seasons. We'll go with that because it sounds better. All seasons. And then I was thinking it'd be kind of cool if I could provide out cutouts and like some Velcro, and you could just put on the new season's element, like a tree or a pumpkin or a pineapple for summer. I'm kind of drawing a blank there. So thank you guys for watching today. I know you have 100 things to do. I feel bad that I haven't been on lately, but I got so busy, you know, running the business at the holidays that I forgot that I love to meet you guys here. So I could do a gray outfit, gown, dress, whatever we want to call it. I could do a blue gray. Oh, thanks for the hearts. I appreciate that. Oh, also, if you haven't, I'm not allowed to say this out loud, but if you could do this, I wonder if it'll be backwards. If you could do this, it'll be backwards. I'm going to flip it around really quick. Boom. And it's because, you know, the more people we can do this with, the more reach we have. So if you could take a second and do this, it'd be great. I try not to make a big deal out of it. But I need to say it, but without saying it, they make it so complicated. All right, so the gown. A gray gown would be very, very easy to do, but I'm gonna do a gray beard. So what do you guys think of a dark turquoise gown or green gown? What color gown you guys think we should do? I'm gonna work on the beard while you guys think about that. Honestly, it's not that much pressure. I'm going to probably end up doing what I want to do anyway, but I want to see what you guys think. So I have a little mouth on him, and it straddles the two boards, so it is kind of problematic, but I do like it. Seems like he's like singing or just saying happy holidays or welcome to my home. Oh, I saw the best sign yesterday. It was like, come in, eat, be merry, and leave. It was funny. Instead of like love. What is that saying? Love, laugh, eat. I don't know. It was a movie. It was a whole saying. Okay, stay in school, kids. Anyway, I know you guys know live, love, laugh. There we go. I know you guys knew what I was talking about. So I am just using my beat up old round paintbrush that's the size of a pencil. And you don't want to bring out your good paintbrushes for wood, you guys. Tell me you won't. So I want to put in all the background color for the beard. And then I'm going to do the texture that makes it look like it's individual hairs. We're just going to build on it. It's that layering effect that all art has. This is going to look fabulous. Now, today I don't worry about that. It's too dark. Don't worry about it. Bring in some white. Mix right there. I don't have the stencil made yet. It's going to say, welcome to my home, Gnome. Or Gnome, sweet gnome. I don't know, what do you think it should say? Gnome, sweet gnome, or welcome to my gnome. Get out. I like that one because we're kind of sarcastic in my family. Now leave. Oh my gosh, none of you guys are going to come visit ever. Hey, Colleen, you like the heart? Hi. Colleen is absolutely fabulous. Love Miss Colleen. Her art is pretty amazing. I live for you mamas that, you know, maybe did some art in college or high school, but then you raised your family and kind of forgot about you, you know. And then now we're a little bit older, maybe empty nesters, and now it's our time. We can do it. Is that the baby? Did the baby wake up? Oh, she slithered out of bed, and the other basset's going to steal her bed. We have so many beds for dogs, but every single dog wants the baby's bed. All right, so I can't tell right now hey Patricia, if you guys have picked what color you think we should do the robe, but you can see with his gray beard, I'm not like jumping through the roof to do a gray gown. We're gonna call it a gown because I really don't know what to call it. If I did, so let's talk about the color wheel. If I did something straight across from purple, it would certainly pop, or I could keep it kind of muted tones so he doesn't super pop, and that would be like a really dark turquoise because it would play really well with the purple, with the teal. So would the blues. Blue, dark blue. I don't want to do the very dark blue because his hat is dark. You see how that doesn't pop? You can, you can put colors next to each other. But let me see, do I have any made? Oh, the puppy's waking. Okay, so here is some dark turquoise that I made a while ago. Needs some white, obviously, added to it. So let me start painting and we'll talk about whether we like it or not. Does it pop enough against the background? Ooh, Colleen says green. I really like the idea of green too, Colleen. But I feel like I should give you guys some options. So this is real subtle. He'd be really awesome with this color. Also in that same color family would be desert turquoise from Deco Art. That'd be beautiful. Just use your, oops, it's pretty light. Use your painting as a guinea pig because it's gonna dry and you can go over it. That one has just a little bit more white base in it. Or I was thinking green also because I love green as my favorite color. I do like teal. So I have a green and I have lime green. Lime green would be fairly obnoxious, so right up my alley. Some of you guys like really subtle art. Some, like bam, the more obnoxious the better. And that's kind of like the family I'm in. Colleen, you're giving me whiplash. She said green and then she said pretty. So I know, you know what? I'm looking at this and I'm like, let me move this stuff. That's gonna show pretty good. A little obnoxious, so I could tone it down a little bit. I think green's the way to go. It's my favorite color. I'm probably gonna mix these two. Now, if you guys know, oh, here comes another dog. Hey, Hazel, thanks for opening my door, girl. If I could get you to close it when you're done. Those of you that like things a little bit more subtle, magenta and purple, but I'm not a true like girly fan. I don't love true girly colors. So this is just dark green from, what company is this from? Oh, Sargent's paint. A lot of people ask, Kelly Sue, where do you get all your paint? Because we know you're not buying the little tubes and squeezing them all out. You're right, absolutely not. We have those. We also have the little bottles of Deco Art. That seems to be the brand I feel is most consistent. I am not an affiliate for anybody. Been approached, I just don't know. Yep, I'm loving the green. But we also, Dick Blick, we get the big gallons. Sargent also. I'm gonna let that dry. So when we get to this fold of the robe at the bottom, there's some shading we have to do. It's not hard. I almost feel like I want to do a dark blue hat with glitter and some sparkles, kind of like Mickey's sorcery hat. That'd be awesome. Those of you that have followed us for a long time know that we really, really love taking the kids to Disneyland. And I use the word kids easily and interchangeably with 20-year-old parasites. They know I love them. But, you know, those mamas that think that, oh, your kids will never leave. Oh, honey, they're going to leave, but they're going to come back. You made life so fun for them. You've done your best. They're going to come back, and then they'll never leave because they know how good they had it. Well, so we take our 20-year-olds to Disneyland. Sabrina's 15, but everyone else is old enough. And we're going to do it while we can. Now, once we have significant others and children, you know, grandchildren, that would be difficult to do. We'd have to come up with something else, with plan B. And I might have to like ask you guys what you're doing for plan B so that you can still take everybody. Ugh. So it's acrylic paint. If you have a boo-boo, try to wipe it off or paint over it. So I'm guessing already I'm probably going to change the color of the hat eventually. And I can do that. It's paint. We're painting on wood. It's a substrate that has a lot of, it's sturdy. Let's put it that way. It's a sturdy substrate. And you just want to make sure that it's drying between coats. You don't want to have a really heavy gloppy paint. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that teal now, that turquoise I had, kind of come in there with wet on wet. It doesn't always have to be black. Black doesn't always have to be your outline color. There's a few of you that don't like gnomes. Colleen, green with gold shoes would be very Mardi Gras. Now, Colleen has a history with Mardi Gras, and that's true. We should, okay, Colleen, changing it up. I should do a Mardi Gras gnome because, hello, it's Mardi Gras. Is this green dark enough? I'm not sure. Colleen does have history with Mardi Gras. She made this adorable wood Mardi Gras gnome was it last year? I guess everything would be last year now. All right, so I wanted to make these little loops darker. Okay, it's a good green. Yay! So we'll call that, unless you have a problem with that, Colleen, we'll call it a Mardi Gras gnome. So I'm gonna make this area darker, and instead of using black, I'm gonna use my turquoise. Those of you that want to know the dimensions to our porch leaners, because if you're not close, you're not going to come to a party. I don't mind giving it to you. They are 4 feet tall by, hold on a second, let me get, okay, I don't have a ruler because I keep losing it, but I have a tape measure and I hide it because that time of year, guys, tape measures are bad. So it's 4 of the, they consider them 4-inch boards, but they're not. They measure 3.5. So this whole distance is 14 inches by 4 feet. So hold on a second. Let me just swivel the camera. By 4 feet. There's enough room at the top for me to use my stencil that says Gnome Sweet Home or Welcome to my Gnome Now Get Out. I kind of like that. But not everyone's going to like that. Some people are too sweet for that kind of language. Okay, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to paint the top of this and then paint my shoes. Colleen, I think I'm going to paint my shoes black first and then go over them with gold. That way they have some depth to them. And hopefully you're okay with that. Colleen is my color person. I'm going to go lighter, a little bit lighter here because it's going to be the part of the gown that sees a little bit more sunlight. Okay, so how did I make this green? I used phthalo green and bright yellow. It's kind of a Seahawksy green. We're going to definitely release some of our Valentine's projects coming up that can be shipped. And then what else do we have coming up? We have, of course, our monthly art box for adults and kids. the painting of the month. So it's a canvas with a tutorial, all the paints you need, kind of seasonal and very exclusive design that the rest of you don't get until like next year. And so the adult box is not open this month, I'm afraid. But the kids bi-monthly art box is. So we haven't released it, but I know that it's open on the website if you want to grab that for your kids. And you know that they would love painting with me every month and doing fun crafts. I feel like I want that a little darker. I'm going to look on here. When we outline it, it'll be better. Okay, so I'm going in with black. You're right. This is very Mardi Gras-y, and he should have, is it a fleur-de-lis? I'm trying to think. I've never been to New Orleans, and I really would love to, but I think it's a fleur-de-lis symbol, but I could be wrong. Or he could just have some beads that he's holding in his hand, or a masquerade mask. That's my garage door opener. You buy a 35-year-old house. Hello. You get what you pay for. No, we love the house. But it's going to be a money pit for several years. You know, at least it has a new roof. It has the original furnace. Guys, it's going to take a lot of art kits for a new furnace. Like me, so we can get a furnace. No, that's ridiculous. No. But so when you, okay, so you have to know when you paint on the boards that you're going to have a struggle with placement where the boards meet. Now, Mr. John made this one for me because it was out of crap lumber. He's like, I'm not going to make you a good one because you're going to use it as a demo. Let me take my crap boards and make you a pretty one. And I said, yes, please, because I really need one. Sorry, hopefully I didn't offend you with that word, but we're like that here. So I have a bigger gap than I think you ever would have, but you know, just know that that's a problem. So for example, with our snowman, if our head ran down the center, the nose would be a problem. So we always kind of ran our snowman to the side a little bit. So placement, you're going to come up with what works best for you. If you decide to do this at home, I'd love to see what you end up with. So if you love stenciling, that's not me, sorry. I have some great friends and they own AR Workshop in Maple Valley, and they're fabulous ladies, and all they do is stencil 24/7. That's what they do. That's what they're good at. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you really wanted a stenciling job, I'd send you to them. If you want to do a painting with minimal stenciling, come to me. I got you covered. And I'm pretty sure that they would send you to me. If you went to them and you said, hey, I want to do a painting. But they understand the craft of stenciling a lot more than me. I have done some stencils with them and I love them. But honestly, stenciling to me is a little boring. I want a little bit more pizzazz or you're going to lose me. So all I'm doing is giving my skin tone one more coat, and I'm also running in some streaks of the two colors I used. So I'm not over blending it. So I got some whites. I got some of that burnt sienna. And I'm calling the name of the paint on the label or brand that I purchased it. You'd be surprised. If you show up for burnt sienna and it looks like a drab yellow, don't buy it. It's not right. There's not really standardization in the art world, and it is very frustrating. But considering that's the least of your concerns, it's fine. We can work through it. So I have all the major stuff done. Everything else would just be detail work on him. I'm going to let the black feet dry, and I'm going to paint it gold a couple times as per my suggestion from Colleen. Gotta love Colleen. Okay. Whoop. Loving that. Just gonna come back in and put some shading. So it's not really dry brushing at this point. I'm just putting in some turquoise brush strokes. Well, one of my dogs are eating something. And the turquoise is made from phthalo blue and phthalo green. So they're just really dark, see-through-y colors. And then at the bottom, honestly, I probably still would outline him with some black. I overshot. You're not going to be perfect. Every brush stroke is not going to be a stroke of genius. You're going to have to clean up after yourself. And some of us more than others. I probably make a lot of you feel really good about your art because I'm a messy person. I drew him 3 times. He was floating for a while, and then I was like, no, he needs to be down at the bottom. I think this gown would look really spectacular with some gold in it also. I don't know if Colleen's still watching. Hey, Crystal, thanks for watching. I'm so glad you showed up today. I was just saying, you know, it's been a while since I've been on. I just got really, really busy, and I know some of you guys really rely on our tutorials. I think that we should, oh, did I throw the purple plate away? I haven't tried it, but I think puffy paint would be kind of cool too to use on a wood porch leaner. Now, it'd probably depend on where you live. So here in, we're in Spokane now, and oh, baby, it's cold outside. That's why I have a hat on. Actually, Mr. John allowed me to buy him breakfast this morning. We've had so much trouble with our cars. So we have had to get new tires for Sean, for his truck. Well, it's really our truck. He did have an accident and he totaled his, but he was okay. And then my car needed rotors and brakes the week before Christmas, and now the power steering doesn't work. And I need my car. I have to come to you guys, teach you art classes. I have to be able to get to the post office. It's looking pretty good. I know I get a little lazy. Hey, so I wonder if it would be okay, Colleen, I don't know if she's still on, to do some gold. No, not gold. You told me that was okay. Do some glitter, because I think Mardi Gras would be okay with very glittery purple hat. I think so. So as you can see, most everything's gonna need a second coat. And we run most of our paint parties now like Open Studio. We have 5 or 6 projects to pick. We of course can't teach all of them at once. Here's your directions, here's your project. We are here to draw for you, cheerlead you, whatever you need us to do. And most of their work looks way different than mine, and almost way better too. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead real quick, add the gold, or at least 1 coat of gold. And I think I can add a second coat later. I wanted the black in there to add richness. It's snowing again. To add richness to my gold. There we go. He's pretty cute. I think he'd also be very, very cute on a fireplace leaner. What is that? It's a skinny board, a little shorter. Just pick up some wood. I think you're gonna like it. He'd be cute on a canvas. Okay, I think I'm gonna need to let that dry a little bit more. The black is staining. I have gold glitter. Can definitely add gold glitter. Okay. Add a little gold here and there. I probably would do silver in the hat. And I feel like this area here, the shaded area, needs to be a smidge darker. I'm going to try the gold in the hat. I don't really want to. No, I'm not going to do it. I know silver would be better, but then I have dueling metallics, and then that's not really what we're looking for. Okay, so I'm going to go a little darker with the greenish turquoise. Just a little. Just a little. See what that looks like. Okay, so I'm gonna also put a little hair action in his beard. If you have a wisp brush, yep, that one's hard to say 5 times. A wisp brush, honestly, just has some pieces missing. I'm trying to see where you can see the best. It does a really good job of giving you the hairs. However, if you don't have it, you don't want to buy another one, just take a mangled, well, that one's wet for some reason. Just take a mangled boar's head brush and you can get it in there. If your image is large enough, you can just use a chip brush. You can use a fan brush, anything that has a lot of texture. They'll give you that hair look you're looking for. I feel like I need to grab a new spot. I'll just do it here on the table. The black shoes. Okay, did you guys like the black shoes better or the gold shoes? Now it's kind of hard to tell with the gold because I don't have any details and I don't have the second coat in yet. Okay, that'd be me and all the water going everywhere on my electronics. I have a stand. Just because that's what happens when you use mason jars. I think it's okay. I think it will be fine there for a few minutes. Okay, so hair. You guys can see it's coming this way. The show must go on. You think the black looked better. Okay, so we'll hit the black again. Okay, the show must go on. So, all right, so I reached that point that I'm punch drunk, obviously, in my class. So I'm just gonna come in with some white and some black and put some, I'm gonna do it darker so you guys can see. I'm gonna put some hairs in there. It's gonna take a while to get those bristles saturated. Put a lot of black in, and remember, you can't blend unless you have 2 wet paints. So what's that mean? Well, I want to go in right away with some white. So we got that blendy action. And if you don't love that paintbrush, stick it on your table where all the water is. No, just joking. Go ahead and go back to your round paintbrush. Woo! Okay, I have another water bucket here. Oh, there it is, right next to me, but I was smart enough to do a lower one. I'm showing you it's an all season. I know, it's a train wreck. That's why you guys watch. You like the train wrecks. Okay, so real quick, I'm gonna go ahead and do my black shoe. We decided that we liked the black better. And remember, I'm looking very closely. I kind of rely on you guys to tell me what you think of the areas we're painting. I'll realize what went wrong as soon as I rest my eye and come back to my work, because I'm not done editing. Got a little black there. Okay, so I'm just going to come in and do some black squiggles. And I definitely want to do some outlining. Some white squiggles. They're gonna blend. It's gonna happen. It's all right. We're hopeful, because some of it is very messy. Sorry, we've been getting our kids' boxes ready to go. So the paint is at the bottom. I could have stopped to fill it, but I have to do my lives when I'm feeling it because otherwise I'm going to get distracted. Just kind of blending them a little bit. They're both wet, but every now and then I go back in and I get some more paint. You could do other color hair. Completely fine. I always find it's very difficult for me to do right here next to the nose. So if I go in and kind of bounce next to the nose, pull it down, and then blend in, I'm going to be fine. So I want his hair a little bit lighter because I wanted that mouth, that O showing. Yeah, I know, so many jokes. Keep it clean, people. Like he's singing or he's talking. He's doing a little O with his mouth. So I may have to let this dry and lighten it a little bit. Let me see. It's got very distinguished hair, don't you think? Do you see how fast I'm moving? I'm moving pretty quickly, and I'm trying to get in, get out while it's still wet. So I don't have just white. I don't just have black. I just have a zillion shades of gray. Get in there, get in there. Okay, so I'm gonna come in and do my little, he's talking. I might have to give it a second coat. If you hate it, go ahead and blend it in. All right, since I have my round paintbrush, I'm gonna go in, outline a bit. This is where you can add more texture. You can see this took me 45 minutes. So perfectly capable of doing it in your home. All we ask is that you don't use this for commercial reasons unless you belong to one of our groups. Okay, so the harder you press, the fatter your line. That paintbrush is too messed up. I'm gonna use this much smaller one. And just kind of doing a squiggle, I think. I'm not gonna do it really straight. I just wanna pull out the shape of his arm. Probably gonna follow it up with some gold and some white. You might have to water down your black so that it flows just a little bit better. Oh, look, got lots of water here. I know. Okay. And that helps him pop quite a bit if you outline them. Also, what you can do, I want to outline the hat, but I'll just do that right now. I want to water down my paintbrush and my paint. Don't worry, a little bit of comment. I'll get my tabletop clean. Some of you guys are very type A and you're sitting there going, oh no, I can't look away, but what is she doing now with her table? I totally get it. That's not me. I don't understand it, but I get it. I want to put a little gleam in his nose, maybe some in his hat right here. Definitely some around his arm. Whoop. His booty. And his feet. Just just gonna put a frown, shot overwards a little bit. And I'm gonna outline his hat. And I'm gonna come back and revisit his little O there. And then I think we're gonna call him done. Put a fork in him. He is done. Does anybody have any questions on this guy? So if you live in Maple Valley, Rockford, Spangle, Spokane, Coeur d'Alene, you can take this live with me. If you live anywhere else in the world, which seems to be most of you guys. I had somebody from Antarctica the other day go answer me. I didn't even know. Okay, stay in school, because I didn't even know anybody lived in Antarctica. I thought it was like abandoned. So now I feel really bad, and I'm going to have to go check it out. And we, of course, have Sandra and her buddies in Australia. They're probably sleeping right now. They like to watch. Got some friends in England. They like to watch. So you guys, of course, can't take a paint party with me. But what you can do is, you know, make your porch leaner and go to town on it. So I'm going to flip my paintbrush upside down just to do the dots, because it's easier and I'm lazy. I like to do this little whimsical dot. Just one more layer of fun and cuteness for him. It's always that last layer of goodness that makes them like super awesome art. All art has very, very awkward places. You have to move past that awkward place with another layer. And it's the folks that, you know, don't move on, that they're not happy with their work. It doesn't look finished. They're just not sure. One more layer of fun. And then you can, you know, decide what it needs. Just, you have to work through that awkward phase, that awkwardness. Like, for example, the beard looks a little, I'm splashing white. Like, it needs a little, like, love right here. And I think that helped it out a lot. There you go. The hands probably should have a little highlight circle on them. Super cute. He's a little splashy. I think it's fine. Okay, so I'm going to come around here and hold him out for you. I got two dogs here. I've got the baby. I don't know if you can see the baby. I've got Bo, the older Basset. Okay, so I want to show you what it looks like at the end. It's going to have, welcome to my gnome, or Gnome Sweet Gnome. He's looking pretty cute. And I think he should be holding, you know, seasonal elements in his hand that we'd have to do with probably Velcro and little wood cutouts, which they're very readily available. Maybe we won't do it, but we can recommend it. There you go, because it'd be more inexpensive for you to do it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed our gnome painting today. And you got inspired on this cold, blistery day. Blistery would be a whole different weather problem. Thanks for joining. See you soon, guys. Bye. Boop.